Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall says 2 minutes past 10 o'clock on whatever night of the week it is, with a couple tomorrow. It's a couple each ways tomorrow and one win. I found it desperate hard to get anything tomorrow. It's dire straits sort of a day, with a lot of stuff coming up at the weekend. Then is a bit better, but it was pick one, eliminate one, pick one, eliminate one. Oh, it was crazy stuff the last hour. But anyway, we're a bit earlier than that last night. We didn't get to Gordon Park. I was going to cancel the appointment this morning, but just pissing out of the heavens, so that done it for me. Went and done it, and it was funny. It was somebody put up that the other day that I had an appointment, and I couldn't go to the races, and just put up "Ain't That a Shame," and "Ain't That a Shame" won the big one today. He ran bad the last few times. Like, he went off favourite for a couple of races and done nothing at all. So it was hard to be a follower of him today. Like, he ran in the Grand National and ran in the Munster National, and we started off in a 4-horse race, and he wouldn't be able to pull a cart in the last furlong. I never seen a horse get so tired that I thought would relish the conditions. And great training performance from Willie Mullins for not the first time. Monkfish, former old flame of mine, but hadn't won so long that I thought his days were numbered. But be interested to see. He's in the Stayers Hurdle and he's in the Gold Cup. Which route they'll go on now will be interesting. We were going all right with Dunboyne until he made that mistake, and he must have got hurted, because he was pulled up before the last. The horse clearly couldn't even walk over it. So he was trading low and running too on the exchanges. I don't know how low he got, but he looked all over a winner, I thought, coming around the turn and coming in until he clouted that one. Good performance from the winner, and especially from the second, who went out in front. That's one to note, because it's slightly raced from Willie Mullins as well. Angel's Dawn, it'd be interesting to see where she goes. She was left with a lot to do. An old flame of ours as well, that won in Cheltenham for us last year and won previous to that. And then it coined it off a nice day with Hiatus. Drifted out like a barge. But on the turn for home, I was saying on the turn for home, there was no problems today with anything in front of him, giving him a canny ride, and always looked like he'd get there 6-1. I backed him at 3s last night, so I didn't get the best guaranteed odds, but I went to Hills today, and I took 5, so I got 6s, because they were given a bit, what do you call it, not an enhanced price, a boosted price or whatever. Grand little horsey, grand win, 6-1. So a winning day again. So we're chugging along nicely in the middle lane. It's been a good month so far, actually. A shout out to Jerry Heary, Aether, and Paul Feehan, newcomers on the bus. I see Allaho is out for the Ryanair. I had suggested Fieldor a couple of weeks ago at 33-1. That was into 14-1, but he will be, if he runs in that, he will be running in new colours, because Caldwell Construction has decided to sell off all their stock. They lost another horse today, and that with one they lost a couple of weeks ago, and Mighty Potter. And somebody sent me on a screenshot there of a post I put up a while ago, that with a young family that they just can't take that, and they're taking time out. So they've had no luck at all whatsoever. So all them horses will be up for sale, I think it's the 6th of February. So hopefully they remain with Gordon Elliott, and that they run. New owners mightn't even bother, you don't know. So we'll see. So I hope to come back in time again and have better luck. Anyway, it's not that, but this. on to tomorrow. Desperate hard stuff altogether now tomorrow, but and especially the card at Sandown, all kinds of it's for the army jockeys tomorrow. The Queen Mother Amateur Jockeys Handicap Hurl. Normally, I look straight away when handicapping these the last few years. You look for Jody Soul. He won't fall off like some of them. Some of these races now are just like looking at a race years ago with John Wayne out on the prairie. And you only want to tie some of them in the saddle, strap them in and let them off. But Himalaya is Jody Soul's ride, but it's an indifferent sort of form. Georgie Girl, consistent enough. It's gone favourite in the last while. But I was looking for something could be rattle their cages, and I come up with an old flame of ours from way back, Douglas D C. It has changed yards, and it seems to have improved a little. Well, it's middling horse like, but it was decent on the flat. It's one paced, but I thought the old uphill finish might suit if he was close enough tomorrow. 117 rated. Down a couple of pound from when it ran with Lily Pinchin in it first time out, but this was in a class 4, and like you had decent enough horses there, bad 5-2 favourite. It finished within the head of that. We'll see it here now that it rallied fairly well on the home stretch. It was 125-1 this day. So clearly,
extreme right from the back of the
field,
red
and
is
yellow.
Titan Discovery. Havana comes next. They've got two to jump. Bad coming back into it to join Immortal. Between the pair was Tuna Warrior, and nearest to us, Titan Discovery, Liam Harrison, the white and blue. Moving down to the last, it's Tuna Warrior and Titan Discovery. This pair together from the back of the field running on is Douglas D C. At the last flight in purple, Tuna Warrior. In white, Titan Discovery. Bad is 3 lengths behind those. Douglas D C is next. It's a ding-dong battle. Titan Discovery with a noseband. Tuna Warrior the far side. There's absolutely nothing between them. There hasn't been for a furlong. It's on the nod between Titan Discovery and Tuna Warrior. Bad and Douglas D C.
That was a highly touted horse last year, Bad, and to finish so close. He went off at 125-1. Clearly the outsider, not fancied at all. Then the Optimum Grade that ran him in a class 3 went off 10-1. 5th of 6th. He was only beaten 8 lengths. Cautionous, it beat that. It was only 4 lengths behind in from the Cold Ardub Francham Rare Edition. Not a bad run, considering. Now, the dodgy part is the jockey. The jockey is Sergeant Nathan Raman. Not a clue where he's from, anything about him. Never has won a race. He has been placed once in the last 12 months. He's been placed 4 times lifetime out of 28. So he might capsize altogether if he was coming up the hill with a chance of winning. I thought the most likely winner of the race was Georgie Girl on a run earlier. But in this sort of a race, it's hard to go back and 94 5-2 shot. So I went for a bit of like that Black Hawk Eagle that had left Noel Meads. Good runs there behind Bontenay and had won first time out in a class 4, but it's an iffy sort of a race. But this is how difficult I found it tomorrow to get anything at all, because couldn't go tipping up a favourite in this. So I picked Douglas D C. It's 10 or 11-1 there. They're paying 3 places. It's for a lot of punchers. It's a race that he'll say, "What the hell has gone on?" He's lost the plot to be going at a race like that. So in that case, don't back it. But I'll have a quick look at the 3 o'clock actually. There, that's the Grand Military Gold Cup. Similar. It just shows you how bad tomorrow I found to get a race. Like Broken Halo is the favourite, Jody Soul on it. It won it last year, but it had won a race before it went in to win last year. This year, it fell and was pulled up, and previous to that in Sandown, it was 12th of 16, beaten 38 lengths. Almazar Guard was second in this race last year, and that was pulled up the last day. There's question marks about a heap of them there. And there's question marks about the one I'm suggesting maybe we might have a couple of pounds each way on, is Rose of Arcadia. It used to be with, it was in, what do you call it, colours, with, they sold it on, you know, the good, oh God, my mind is gone. One with the red and the white sash. Can't think of it. But the jockey in this case as well is Lucy Westlake. She must be a trooper. So let's hope she's a bit of a trooper tomorrow. But she has, if we just look back, she's only one ride ever. And she was on this at the course. And she stayed up. Let's see. And she was third in Sandown last April. So has that given her a bit of experience or something? I don't know. Why did they pick her? I don't know. But she's a 92 5-1 shot. Now she could capsize after the first fence, but there's awful iffy stuff there tomorrow. Nesta Park is an old timer. She's a 92 shot. Like, I don't know. There's a bus horse running tomorrow in the 4 o'clock Havana Notion. One for us the last time out. Maybe people might just back this alone tomorrow and leave the other ones away altogether. It won the last time, which was over 6. But it tracked the pace. It got a good ride from a wide draw. He got in on the inside. That's him with the white face and the black cap on the right-hand side.
And the orange and black between them is below deck down the near side Kuwait direction. And the extreme left, the river runs deep, is running on, but over towards the far side, Havana Notion coming there. Inside the final furlong, Havana Notion over on the far side. In the centre is Irish Rumour. Behind them below deck, near side the river runs deep. Havana Notion over on the far side. Havana Notion will win it close for second between below deck and Irish Rumour. And then Rebecca's Girl and the river runs.
Now, it's drawn in 5 tomorrow, I think, isn't it? I'll have a look. Or is it 7? Hold on. What have I picked? It's in 5, but the no speed limit is the front runner, and that's in 2. So Hugh Horgan, if he can get in behind Killian Linnard there, and come around the turn and halfway up the stretch, make a pounce. It's up £5, but it's only a 4-year-old. You know, and these are 47 to 65. Still only rated 61. So that's the win bet on that. It's a 72 shot with 365. 5-2 with a lot of them there. Meydan, there's a few big races on tomorrow. The 2,000 guineas and such is on. But the meeting last year on the Blue Point Sprint, it's a Group 2. We actually have Emirati Anna running tomorrow. So there's change years from Kevin Ryan has gone to Jamie Osborne. Last time that ran, we were on it when it won. But in this race last year, I suggested we'd have a bet on Logo Hunter. Now, it had a run previous to this last year for Michael Brown, and it switched yards in and went to Brian Seamare or Breen Seamare. And it finished third in this at 22-1. It was beaten ahead and ahead. I thought we had it at one point. It bet the hot favourite, which was Lazuli. That was a right good field that the likes of Equilateral way behind. Pontus at the favourite tomorrow was way behind. Ladies Church and Mick, they're two right sprinters. But is it tuned up enough for tomorrow? Because it hasn't ran since. But Ty O'Shea is still riding it tomorrow, and he is a good fella. They're paying 4 places there, a few bookies, and it's 18-1. Again, it's if this had a run, you could see how fit it was. But maybe they might have it tuned up. It hasn't run since this last year. Maybe this. I can't believe they put it away. But when it missed the Group 1 on Gold Cup Day or World Cup Day, there probably was nothing in through the winter, so they might have her geared up or him geared up for tomorrow. We don't know. But like Pontus was behind it tomorrow, Equilateral, and they were ahead of it in the betting. Star of Mystery, or that Clarendon House, we seen that last in England, and it ran, I think, in 56 seconds. We were on something that day in the same race, weren't we? It wasn't Bedford Flyer anyway. Let's see what we were on. Were we on the Alligator? We might have been. That was a really fast run race, but it's better on the Goo, I think, than on the turf. There's a big race at 5 o'clock then tomorrow. It's an interesting race. It's a turf race as well. The Jebel Hatta. This is always a competitive fair. Measure time was very impressive the last time. There's over 9 furlongs. Very impressive the last time, but this is a Group 1. But Maj, the last time we seen that, it was beaten in the Santa Anita in the Breeders' Cup. And that was his only loss last year, her only loss. She won the first time out last year. She won the Guineas. She beat Tahira. Master of the Seas come up and short-headed her in the Breeders' Cup. Like, if you take those figures, she's rated 132, whereas the favourite is only rated, I think, 108, is it? So, I mean, that's a colossal gap. But the worrying part about it is that Saeed bin Sarour hasn't had a winner since last October, and that's a bit different to years gone by. Like, he'd have heap of winners gone here, but he hasn't. He had no winners since last October, so it's hard to know. On the Goo tomorrow night in Wolverhampton, that Upepo is a hot favourite, but there's a horse there, Easter Island, for Brian Ellison. That run a nice race the last day. Maybe without the favourite or each way for that, for anyone that is back in that. It's a 30-2 shot. Might have an each way chance there tomorrow night. Anyway, I'm about to get this into the oven. It is 10:20. Try and get a bit of study in for an hour now for Saturday and see what's the story. So in the meantime, bash the bookies, over and out.